Dear Taurus, the time has come for the very ground beneath you to tremble, for the foundations you so carefully built to reveal cracks you long ignored. Your essence, your spirit, has always been one of quiet strength, a bedrock of stability that needs no grand pronouncements to prove its worth. The truth within you is a silent, formidable power, capable of making falsehoods crumble. You have navigated a world of fleeting promises and hidden motives, sensing the instability even when others called you overly cautious. It's time to acknowledge that your prudence is not paranoia. It is a divine gift that has led you to this moment of truth. Let's embark on this journey together, beginning with the understanding that you are not stubborn. Instead, you are among the first to see reality for what it is. Deep within your gut, there has always been a certainty, a knowing that something was structurally unsound, something that others refused to acknowledge. Perhaps it was the way someone consistently broke their promises, or a compliment that felt like a prelude to an unreasonable request, or that nagging feeling of imbalance when you invested your energy into a space that was supposed to be secure. You may have questioned your own judgment, blaming yourself for not being more flexible, for not being able to overlook the warning signs. But let's be clear, your unwavering heart was right all along. You are not losing your grip on reality. You are simply the chosen one who sees the structural flaws before the collapse. The universe is now revealing to you that the masks of false commitment have shattered and everything hidden is coming to light. You don't need to do anything. The solid ground you stand on is already powerful enough to expose every weak point. This understanding is akin to the law of cause and effect, where being present and observant allows you to perceive the truth without needing external validation. Your heart knows what it knows, and that inner wisdom is a gift bestowed upon those who have journeyed with unwavering patience. You are a safe harbor, dear Taurus, and a harbor naturally makes chaos uncomfortable. Those around you may have labeled you as too stubborn, too slow, or too materialistic. But the truth is that your steadfastness is your strength. It is what enables you to see through the flimsy facades that others present. You were never meant to stay silent in a world that often rewards superficiality. When they laughed at your caution, when they accused you of holding them back, it was because they could not handle the weight of your truth. You were born to build and to be the foundation. Your eyes are no longer seeking approval. They are mirrors reflecting the hollowness of those who tried to conceal their true intentions. You don't need to shout to be heard, for truth does not require amplification. It simply needs time, and your patience is powerful enough to turn every lie to dust. While you may never receive the apologies you deserve, you must understand that you no longer require them. A higher power has already validated your loyalty and your investments. Dear Taurus, you may have lost faith in your own judgment at times, but your soul has been quietly fortifying itself, piece by piece, in the silence. You don't have to prove anything to anyone anymore. If you find yourself resonating with this message, take a moment to close your eyes, place your hand over your heart, and gently affirm your value. Whisper to yourself, "I am not stubborn. I simply knew the truth before the ground gave way." This acknowledgement is the mark of a soul that has endured betrayal, yet still chooses to stand firm. If everything you sensed was indeed true, then what was hidden beneath those empty promises? Was it merely dishonesty, or was it something more insidious, a calculated manipulation, a jealousy of the stability you possess? Perhaps what they concealed most fervently was not just their actions, but the fear of your resilience and the power it holds. As we delve deeper, let's reflect on the moments you tried to justify their behavior. You may have thought, maybe they didn't mean it, or perhaps it was just a misunderstanding. After all, you are not one to hold grudges. You are a builder, a soul born to nurture, not to keep score. Yet, do you recall those instances when you felt inexplicably drained after giving your all to a project or person? The sleepless nights spent worrying about a venture that others treated with casual disregard. The moments you believed you were valued, yet a deep inner voice warned you that this investment was not safe. No one else could hear that warning but you. Now, at last, you comprehend that you were never weak. You were merely navigating a realm of unreliability. Your soul was sounding the alarm even when your mind sought to rationalize the situation. You encountered 3 faces that once smiled at you, 3 souls you once trusted with your resources, only to later have them poison the very ground you cultivated. You forgave them, hoped your loyalty would inspire change, but ultimately, all that remained was your exhaustion, your silence, and your confusion. The truth, dear Taurus, is that you did nothing wrong. Your stability was simply too solid for them to bear. It illuminated the chaos they desperately tried to deny, and in response, they attacked you with words and negative energy, wishing for your failure to elevate themselves. In universal wisdom, it is said that those who sow chaos will reap it for themselves. You don't need to lift a finger. Karma has its own timeline and will always find its way back to those who stray from the path of integrity. In the Christian faith, it is written that the truth shall set you free, and that truth is now unfolding before your eyes. Every word they uttered behind your back is now a reflection of their true selves. Every scheme they devised to undermine you has become a trap for their own demise. This is not because you sought revenge, but because a higher power has witnessed everything and will not remain silent. You once stood in silence, wondering if anyone would ever understand your contributions. You laid out your plans, seeking support, only to feel further isolated. But God saw every false promise, every envious glance, every forced smile laced with exploitation. You don't need revenge. All you need is to stand in your truth and let the divine do what it does best. They may continue to wear their masks, pretending nothing happened, but you no longer have to care. The judgment has already begun, not from a place of hatred, but from a foundation of truth. Forgive not because they deserve it, but because you deserve peace of mind. You don't have to wear the mask of niceness to be accepted anymore. You don't have to keep the peace by silencing your own boundaries. You are not the stoic one who holds everything inside. You are the one who has touched the depths of silence and emerged stronger. Now is the time to break free from this cycle of pretense. Lift your head high and declare to the universe, I have seen the truth, and I will no longer invest in illusions. If you've ever committed your heart and resources only to be met with indifference, then you know the chill that accompanies the shattering of trust. But remember, you are not alone. The universe witnessed that insincere partnership, and every ounce of energy you spent is being returned to you in blessings, multiplied abundantly. The return of what was lost does not come from people. It comes from the divine. God will rewrite your narrative not through apologies, but through miracles that no one can deny. If you lost a job due to someone's lies, or if you were taken for granted by someone you trusted, prepare yourself. Everything that was taken from you is on its way back, not in its original form, but transformed into something even more valuable, more stable, and more sacred. You will know when the moment arrives. Perhaps it will be an unexpected offer, a vivid dream, or a call out of the blue. A door will open, even though you never knocked. This is the sign that judgment has been rendered, that God has declared enough is enough, and now He is moving on your behalf. If you've ever felt the sting of a bad investment of the heart, you can leave yourself a quiet affirmation, I have seen the truth. There's no need to explain or to harbor anger. Simply trust in that truth, for it will be enough. The most astonishing revelation, dear Taurus, is not what they did to you, but what God is quietly preparing to return to you, silently, miraculously, and irresistibly. In the next chapter, you will see that this is not merely about receiving back what was lost, it's about being reborn on solid ground. This is a journey where you will not only heal, but transform into a symbol of resilience. Take a deep breath, for what is about to be revealed will help you understand why you were chosen for this path. No one can take anything from you unless God permits it. You may have sat in stillness, feeling something leave without promise of return, be it love, opportunity, or a cherished dream. You might have questioned your worth, wondering if you were enough. But here's the truth, you survived. You're still standing, even on days when your heart felt as heavy as stone. Nothing can truly be taken from you. It can only be held until you are ready to receive it again in a better form. You stood before closed doors, silently waiting for what you deserved. You walked away from spaces where you poured your heart out, only to be met with chilling silence. You watched others succeed with less effort while you felt overlooked, believing you were forgotten. But understand this, God does not allow anything to come too easily to you because you are a sacred soul. Sacred souls cannot carry divine burdens with fragile foundations. The one who withheld, the one who delayed, was not punishing you. They were protecting you. In the Dhammapada, it is said that no one can harm the one who knows their worth. And in Jeremiah 29:11, it is proclaimed that God has plans for you, plans for peace, not harm. So, if someone has turned away, or if a door has closed, know that everything leaves you with a message, and nothing disappears without imparting a lesson. Dear Taurus, you do not need to beg for love or plead for a chance. You do not need to scream to be seen. You were born to attract, not to chase. You embody the essence of the earth, which patiently nurtures, bringing forth abundance in its own time. You do not need to prove your worth. Your very existence is proof enough. What was once taken from you will not return in its old form. It will come back as something divine, new, and untouchable. How miraculous it is that doors once slammed shut are beginning to creak open again, not because you are knocking louder, but because the universe has intervened. God has not forgotten you. He never forgets. Every silent tear you shed, every plan you wrote down and tucked away, has been recorded in a sacred book where not a single detail is missed. Just when you stop searching, just when you learn to hold yourself, just when you no longer need someone else to feel complete, that door will open. A familiar opportunity will return, or a connection you thought was lost will appear in an entirely new form. A dream you believed belonged solely in your journal will suddenly materialize. Dear Taurus, sit with me for a moment. Place your hand over your heart. Can you feel it? The call of what you truly deserve is not a demand. It is a gentle whisper, reminding you that you have not been forgotten. Are you ready to receive again, not through pain, but through light? If you've ever lost something, your heart still remembers. You can whisper a simple prayer. I am ready to receive again through light, not through pain. Just one prayer may open the gate to all that is meant for you. The most miraculous blessings may come from someone you never expected to return, not with empty promises, but with a heart that has been humbled and eyes that are no longer clouded. In the next part, you will discover who is returning and why. This time, they will not be the same as before. When God touches a soul, they are forever changed. Take a gentle breath, for what comes next is where your story begins to unfold into a miracle. You will reach a moment when you stop waiting, not because you have stopped loving, but because you have grown to understand that true love does not come through begging. It arrives when both hearts are solid enough to walk toward each other without pulling away. Dear Taurus, you once loved someone as if it were a sacred investment, a bond known only to you. No one witnessed the silent commitments or the plans that shattered when their name crossed your mind. Every time they chose someone else, your heart felt like barren ground. You prayed not for their return, but for them to truly see your value just once, with honest eyes. You asked God why your soul recognized them as home, while they could not hear you. You waited, but now you have reached a point where waiting is no longer an action. It is a silent trust. The strange thing happens not through messages or calls, but through energy. You begin dreaming of them again, not dreams filled with sorrow, but whole dreams, as if their soul is returning to you night after night. The one who once broke your trust is now breaking open with longing for something beyond logic and memory. In Buddhist wisdom, this is known as unfinished karmic ties, the invisible thread that binds souls together. Not everyone can see it, but the soul knows. In the scriptures, it is written that love is patient, love is kind. True love does not disappear. It walks through fire to be purified. Now that you no longer cling to the past, now that their name no longer rises first in your thoughts, love begins to find its way back not through promises, but through genuine actions. The one who once walked away, perhaps out of immaturity or fear, is now longing to return, not to love you as they once did, but to help build the foundation they once abandoned. You are not forgiving because you are weak. You are forgiving because you are strong, strong enough to love again without sacrificing your peace. You never needed someone perfect. You needed a soul brave enough to build alongside you. Now, they are learning how to do just that. No more avoidance, no more blame, no more silence. They are stepping into the ruins they once left you in, offering their hand cloaked in humility. You are returning to yourself, to your center, to your mission, to the essence of your soul that you thought was lost. In truth, you were only protecting it, waiting for someone worthy to knock at your door. This is no longer about hope. This is about knowing. If someone once left and their name still stirs your soul, then that connection is real. If you have ever loved someone with your whole being and let them go with your whole heart, leave behind a whisper for the universe, I am ready to love, no longer needing to be saved. The final chapter of this journey is not about someone returning. It is about you rediscovering yourself, the one who loved without regret, forgave without losing their footing, and lived with a heart that never gave up on building something true. In the end, we will close this cycle not with a goodbye, but with a rebirth. The greatest gift coming your way is not a person, but a new life, one where you no longer wait for love to arrive, but live knowing that you are the safe harbor love has always been seeking. I will meet you in the final part of this journey, where miracles are no longer mere dreams. Dear Taurus, you have witnessed enough to never again doubt the strength within you. It is not that you are overly stubborn. It is not that you are hopelessly pragmatic. You are simply a soul that sees beyond the immediate, feels the truth before it is proven, and loves with a heart that deserves to be cherished. Every lie has crumbled. Every weak foundation has cracked, and you, the one once overlooked and taken for granted, now stand as a living testament to the universe's justice. You never needed to change who you are in order to be loved. You are the sacred ground that true love is seeking. If your eyes have reached these words, it means you have survived the most challenging part of your journey. What comes next is the restoration you truly deserve. Thank you for not giving up. Thank you for continuing to choose stability, even on your most chaotic days. May your eyes know peace, your heart remain warm, and your path be lined with quiet miracles. God has seen it all, and He is never late. If these words resonate with your heart, leave a message for your own soul as a promise. This time, I return, not with hope, but with faith.